In today's epic content, we're diving deep into the world of the Barred Plymouth Rock, a chicken breed that's not just a classic for its beauty, but also a powerhouse of productivity and resilience. But that's not all. We're going beyond what most people know about the Barred Plymouth Rock breed or the information you typically find on these beautiful birds. I took the time to break down all the most important aspects of the Barred Plymouth Rock, including 5 crosses you can make with this breed to produce high-laying hybrid hens, and also the 2 most significant varieties of the Barred Plymouth Rock, the Thompson strain with fine barring and the classic coarse barring we're all familiar with. So stick around until the end, and don't miss this in-depth exploration of the Barred Plymouth Rock. You're going to love it. Let's get started. The Barred Plymouth Rock, often simply called Plymouth Rock, is a legendary breed with deep roots in the United States. Officially recognized in 1874, this bird is the result of clever crosses between the native Barred Dominique hen and robust Asian breeds like the Cochin and Brahma. The goal? To create an unbeatable dual-purpose chicken, efficient in both meat and egg production. What truly sets them apart is their incredible versatility and adaptability. But beyond their performance, the Barred Plymouth Rock is famous for its unparalleled temperament. They are calm and docile birds, making them ideal for backyard flocks and for anyone new to chicken keeping. They adapt well to confinement but truly shine when given space to free range, coexisting peacefully with other birds and being easy to handle. Their friendly nature and disease resistance solidify their popularity among chicken keepers worldwide. Let's look at their key characteristics. Roosters typically weigh between 7.3 to 8.8 pounds, 3.3 to 4 kilograms, while hens average around 5.7 to 6.6 pounds, 2.6 to 3 kilograms. That's an excellent size for any purpose. Their classic appearance is unmistakable, with their distinctive single, deep red comb and bright yellow featherless legs. Egg production is around 200 to 250 eggs annually, laying a beautiful cream-colored egg weighing a minimum of 1.9 ounces, 55 grams. They are consistent and reliable layers. Barred Plymouth Rock hens are known for early maturity, starting to lay eggs at around 22 weeks of age. This breed rarely goes broody, so you could say they have a low maternal instinct. How many varieties of Barred Plymouth Rock exist today? This is where the Barred Plymouth Rock gets even more interesting. While most people know the classic Plymouth Rock, few realize that there are 2 main varieties, with significant differences that can influence your choice. We're talking about the fine Barred Plymouth Rock, also known as the Thompson strain, and the classic coarse-barred variety we mentioned earlier. Both are recognized by the prestigious American Standard of Perfection. The key to telling them apart lies in their plumage pattern, as well as their genetic and historical origins. Let's learn about the fine Barred Plymouth Rock, Thompson strain. Plumage. They feature a narrower white band and a wider black band, which gives them a generally darker overall appearance. Their bars are very fine, uniform, and regular. They were developed in the 1950s by American breeder Thompson in New York State. He genetically selected hens with the dominant B1 gene, which produces this narrower, darker pattern. This strain was created with a focus on higher productivity and resilience. This Thompson variety of the Plymouth Rock was recognized by the American Poultry Association in 1952. Males of this strain have an average weight of approximately 9.9 pounds, 4.5 kilograms, and females around 7.7 pounds, 3.5 kilograms. As you can see, they're a bit heavier than the classic variety. Like the classic variety, this strain has yellow skin, red or orange eyes, and a yellow beak with black stripes. Their comb is single, deep red, and has 5 points. The wattles and earlobes are red, and their legs must be entirely yellow and featherless. Now let's get to know the most common variety of Barred Plymouth Rock, the coarse-barred, which shares the characteristics I outlined at the beginning of the video. Plumage. They have a wider white band and a narrower black band, making them appear lighter overall. Their plumage is more irregular and variable. They originated in the 19th century, between 1801 and 1900 in Massachusetts. Their physical characteristics are the same as the Thompson strain of Plymouth Rock, with the difference being the thickness of the barring and their weight, which is less than that of the Thompson strain Plymouth Rocks. But the differences don't stop at the barring pattern and their history. Each variety has unique traits that make them stand out, and these are vital to consider when choosing the best option for your flock. As we mentioned, fine barred varieties tend to be larger and heavier than coarse-barred ones, showing greater bone and muscle development. In terms of temperament, fine barred birds are more active, curious, and sociable. In contrast, coarse-barred birds are calmer, shyer, and more reserved, though both maintain the general docility of the breed. When it comes to egg production, the Thompson strain is the champion here, laying 200 to 280 eggs per year, making them more prolific and stress-resistant. Coarse-barred varieties, as we mentioned earlier, lay between 200 and 250 eggs annually. Thompson strain eggs are usually larger. Both lay cream or light brown eggs with a minimum weight of 1.9 ounces, 55 grams. Fine-barred varieties offer leaner, firmer meat, while coarse-barred varieties tend to have fattier, more tender meat. Fine-barred varieties adapt better to hot and humid climates due to their lighter and less dense plumage. Coarse-barred varieties prefer cold and dry climates, benefiting from their heavier and more abundant plumage. The Thompson strain is generally more resistant to diseases and parasites due to a stronger immune system and better body hygiene. It also enjoys higher demand and value in today's market, being easy to find at specialized hatcheries and poultry shows. While the Thompson strain focuses on black and white barring, coarse-barred varieties have more recognized color variations, such as blue, red, silver, and gold, among others. Both varieties have their pros and cons, depending on your goals as a breeder. What's undeniable is that both are excellent chickens, possessing great quality and beauty. Now that we've covered the coarse-barred variety of Plymouth Rock, let's move on to the general characteristics of the classic variety that we all know, and which is of most interest for making crosses. Although you can also make the crosses we'll mention at the end with the Thompson variety if that's what you have available, the most important thing is that they carry the B gene, which is responsible for the barring. Let's continue. Sexing barred Plymouth Rock chicks is a fascinating process you can perform right after they hatch, based on their plumage color pattern. The B gene, responsible for barring in the Plymouth Rock, has specific characteristics that allow us to distinguish sex by the size and shape of a white spot on their heads. Males typically have a larger and rounder spot. Females will have a smaller and elongated spot, or, in most cases, no spot at all. In terms of growth, the Barred Plymouth Rock is known for its good development and fast feathering. These birds consistently and quickly reach a good size, showing remarkable cold hardiness thanks to their dense plumage. Now let's talk about the most important crosses we can make with the Barred Plymouth Rock breed. Let's start with a classic, crossing a Barred Plymouth Rock rooster with an Isa Brown hen. When you cross an Isa Brown with a Barred Plymouth Rock rooster whose barred genetics are dominant and complex, you get four main plumage colors in the chicks: black, barred white, and barred white. The appearance of completely white chicks is due to the inheritance of the Isa Brown's color inhibitor gene I, which masks other pigments. These birds typically resemble a Plymouth Rock but with white plumage. White chickens with a partial barred pattern, in areas like wings or chest, with brown and white tones, arise from the interaction of the Plymouth Rock's barred gene with the Isa Brown's inhibitor gene and brown color gene, resulting in unique, localized patterns. You'll also see chickens with a barred pattern similar to the Plymouth Rock, but with variations like darker tones on the body and whiter barring on the face or chest. This happens due to the interaction of the barred gene with the Isa Brown's extended black gene, E, and other modifying genes, creating more open bars or dark areas. Finally, some chicks are born completely black. This occurs when the Isa Brown's extended black gene completely masks the barred pattern, making the plumage appear solid. It's important to note that, unlike other crosses, the Isa Brown's genetic variability in this case prevents reliable sexing by color at hatch. However, the frequency of barred chicks is high because the Isa Brown already carries genes from the Barred Plymouth Rock in its genetic makeup. The diversity of colors obtained highlights the genetic complexity of the Isa Brown and how its recessive genes can manifest in unexpected crosses. This cross is not only fascinating for the variety of plumage colors it produces, but it also offers excellent brown egg-laying hens, maintaining the high laying rate of the Isa Brown, but with the robustness and conformation reminiscent of the Plymouth Rock. It's a clear example of how understanding genetics allows breeders to pursue unique combinations tailored to their needs. Another classic is the cross of a Rhode Island Red rooster with a Barred Plymouth Rock hen. This is one of the most cherished combinations among breeders. When you cross a Barred Plymouth Rock hen with a Rhode Island Red rooster, you get chicks known as black stars or black sex links. The amazing thing about this cross is automatic sexing by color, right at hatch. Males are typically born black with white spots on their heads, while females are predominantly black with no white spots. Imagine the time and effort this saves in selection. These hybrid hens are highly valued for their hybrid vigor and efficiency. They are excellent layers, producing a large quantity of high-quality brown eggs. Next up is the cross of a Barred Plymouth Rock hen and a Sussex rooster. The black shaver is the result of a specific cross between a Sussex rooster and a Barred Plymouth Rock hen. This cross was designed to combine the best qualities of both parents, highlighting their productive potential and unique physical characteristics. Regarding the hybrid offspring, black shaver chicks are sexable by color at hatch, which is a huge advantage in breeding. Black shaver females are predominantly black, often with a gradient of ash-white spots or bars on their chest. Male shaver blacks, when young, display a barred pattern of black with light yellow or ash-white that intensifies with maturity. This barring in males isn't as defined as that of one of the parent breeds due to genetic inheritance. In terms of egg production, the black shaver stands out for its high productivity, averaging 280 to 300 light brown eggs per year, significantly surpassing the laying rate of its parent breeds. These eggs are a good size, with a minimum of 2.3 ounces, 65 grams, giving them high commercial value. The black shaver is considered a dual-purpose line. Hens weigh between 4.4 to 5.3 pounds, 2 and 2.4 kilograms, while roosters are considerably heavier, weighing from 6.6 to 7.7 pounds, 3 to 3.5 kilograms, making them useful for both egg and meat production. Sexual maturity is early, with laying beginning around 22 weeks of age, making them very competitive. Their brooding instinct is low, common in high-production layers, which means artificial incubators are often needed for hatching. It's important to remember that, as with other hybrids, black shaver chicks are only obtained from this specific cross of the original lines. Developed and commercialized by Donald Shaver, and currently promoted by Hendrix Genetics, the black shaver has had a significant global impact due to its hardiness and superior performance in brown egg production, making it a very popular choice in commercial production systems. Continuing with another classic cross in poultry farming, the Barred Plymouth Rock Rooster with the White Leghorn hen. I discussed this cross in the previous video, and I plan to make a video solely about this variety to talk about all the benefits of this egg-producing hybrid, the California Gray. California Grays come from a powerful combination that utilizes the robustness and good conformation of the Plymouth Rock with the unmatched laying ability of the Leghorn. This cross aims to improve white egg production, inherited from the Leghorn, while simultaneously maintaining the Plymouth Rock's resistance, adaptability, and superior body size. The result is a very efficient and robust laying hen. Let's continue with another classic cross in modern poultry farming, the Barred Plymouth Rock Rooster, but in this case with the Rhode Island Red hen. When a Barred Plymouth Rock Rooster is crossed with a Rhode Island Red hen, the result is barred chickens with excellent laying ability and good weight. Unlike black stars, these hybrids are not sexable by color at hatch, as both males and females are born black with a white spot on their heads and develop barred, black and white plumage in adulthood. This particularity is due to the Barred Plymouth Rock Rooster's barred gene being dominant and sex-linked, transmitting to all offspring. Barred layer hens are medium-sized birds with an average weight of 5.5 pounds, 2.5 kilograms, for hens and 7.7 pounds, 3.5 kilograms for roosters. They have yellow legs and skin and red combs and wattles. They are hardy birds, adaptable to various climates and confinement or free-range conditions, which makes them low maintenance. They are excellent layers, reaching sexual maturity between 22 and 24 weeks and producing between 280 and 300 large to extra-large brown eggs in their first laying year, a very competitive number. Their brooding instinct is low. The barring in these hybrid hens may be less defined or show variations in the width and intensity of the bars compared to pure Barred Plymouth Rocks, due to the influence of the Rhode Island Red genes. The expression of barring varies among individuals, even showing more dominant white bars on the chest and neck of some females, while in males it tends to be more homogeneous. When a male and female from the barred line are crossed, avoiding inbreeding, the offspring will display a wide range of plumage variations. Some chicks might resemble the Rhode Island Red more, with faint barring on a reddish background, while others look more like the Plymouth Rock with distinct barring. When a barred daughter is back-crossed with her Barred Plymouth Rock father, the barring pattern becomes much more pronounced, bringing the offspring closer to the father's characteristics and reducing variability. These offspring are also not sexable by color at hatch. Finally, if a barred male hybrid is crossed with his Rhode Island Red mother, all male chicks will be barred, while the females will not be and will exhibit brown tones, as the dominant barred gene from the father is not expressed in females since it's linked to the Z chromosome. It's important to remember that, although these crosses are popular and predictable in many aspects, breeding can produce a wide variety of characteristics. Experimenting with breeding is exciting, and the Barred Plymouth Rock is an excellent foundation for your projects. We've explored the many facets of the Barred Plymouth Rock, from its temperament and adaptability to its incredible crosses, and the fascinating distinction between the Thompson strain and the Classic. If you're looking for a breed that offers stability, productivity, and ease of management, this chicken is your perfect ally. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, please give it a like and share it with other poultry enthusiasts looking to optimize their flock. I also invite you to subscribe if you're not yet part of this great ornamental bird community. Leave your questions and comments below. Do you already have Plymouth Rocks? Have you tried these crosses? Which variety do you prefer? To your success, fellow breeder. Until next time.